Hello, lovely explorers. Isn't it just super duper exciting to visit a brand new place? Imagine this. You've just hopped off a train in a big bustling city like Mumbai or perhaps colourful Jaipur. Wow, look at all the tall buildings reaching for the sky and listen to the sounds of busy streets with cars honking and people chatting. You feel a thrill, a little bit of what next in your tummy. This new city is a giant playground just waiting for you to explore all its amazing secrets and wonderful sights. Yeah, you have a list of amazing places you want to visit today. First, there's the famous museum, full of old magical things. Then, your nose is telling you to find that special sweet shop, the one that sells the yummiest jalebis and gulab jamuns. And after all that, you dream of relaxing in that huge green park everyone talks about, where children play and birds sing their happy songs. But oh dear, how will you find your way around this new, unfamiliar place? Everything looks so different and new, it can be a little bit confusing, no? Guessing your way around might lead you on a funny, twisty-turny adventure, but you might get a bit lost. You could ask people for directions, and that's always nice. But what if you want to plan your own special route? What if you want to be the captain of your own city expedition? That's where a very special friend comes in to help us. A friend that folds up neatly in your bag. This friend is called a map, and it's like a secret treasure guide to any place you want to explore, showing you exactly where to go. A map is like a drawing of a place, a very clever drawing indeed. It shows you what a place looks like from high up above, as if you were a bird soaring in the sky. It helps us see where roads go, where parks are hidden, and where important buildings stand tall. Instead of just wandering and hoping for the best, a map gives you a plan, a puka path to follow. It's like having a superpower that lets you see the whole city, or even the whole world, on a piece of paper. How amazing is that, my explorers? Now that we know a map is our best friend for exploring, let's find out what makes it so clever. Think of a map as having its own special toolkit, filled with amazing gadgets to help us understand it properly. These tools help us find out three very important things. First, how far away things are from each other, so we know if it's a short walk or a long bus ride. This is super helpful for planning our day and making sure we have enough time for all the fun things we want to do. The second important tool helps us know which way to go. Is the museum to the north, or should we head south for that yummy sweet shop? This is called direction, and maps have a special way to show us this, like a secret compass hidden on the paper. Knowing the direction stops us from going round and round in circles, unless we are playing a fun game, of course. It ensures we are always heading towards our exciting destination, not away from it, which is very useful when you are hungry for those jalebis. And the third amazing tool in our Maps toolkit is the use of special pictures or signs, called symbols. Imagine trying to draw every single house, tree and shop exactly as it looks. The map would be too big and messy. So clever map makers use little pictures to stand for real things. A tiny picture of a bed might mean a hotel, or a little blue line could be a river flowing through the city. These symbols are like a secret code that, once you learn it, unlocks all the information hidden on the map. So these three main things, distance, direction, and symbols, are the magic keys to understanding any map. They work together like a team, helping us read the map and find our way. It's like learning a new language, the language of exploration. Once you understand these, you can look at any map, big or small, of your own neighborhood or a faraway land and know exactly what it's trying to tell you. Chalo, let's get ready to learn more about each of these super tools, explorers. Did you know, explorers, that there isn't just one type of map? Oh no, there are many different kinds of maps, and each one is special because it shows us different kinds of information. It's like having different storybooks. One might be about brave kings and queens, while another is about magical forests and animals. Each map tells a different story about a place, helping us find particular types of treasures or information. It's so fascinating to see how one place can be shown in so many ways. One common type is called a physical map. Physical maps are all about showing the land itself, the natural features of a place. They show you where the tall mountains are, like the mighty Himalayas, painted in shades of brown and white. They show you where the wide rivers flow, like the holy Ganga, usually marked in blue. You can also see big flat plains, green forests, and even deserts. These maps are wonderful if you want to know what the Earth's surface looks like in a particular area, just like a giant painting of nature. Then there are political maps, which are also super useful. These maps don't show mountains or rivers as their main feature. Instead, they show us how the world is divided into countries, states, and cities. You'll see lines drawn on them, which are called borders, showing where one country ends and another begins. Political maps use different colors for different countries or states, making it easy to see them clearly. These are the maps you might use to find out the capital city of India, which is New Delhi, or to see all the different states in our amazing country. And there's another exciting type called a thematic map, thematic. That means it's about a specific theme or topic. These maps are like special detectives, focusing on one particular piece of information about a place. For example, you could have a thematic map showing where different crops like rice or wheat are grown in India, or a map showing how many people live in different cities. Some thematic maps might even show where your favorite animals live, or historical routes explorers once took. Aren't maps just brilliant for learning so many things? Now let's talk about something truly magical that maps do. They take huge places like your entire city, or even the whole country of India, and they shrink them down to fit on a small piece of paper you can hold in your hands. How do they do that without squishing everything up so it's unreadable? Well, they use something called a scale. A map scale is like a shrinking rule that tells us how much smaller the map is compared to the real place. It's a very important part of our map toolkit, helping us understand actual distances. Imagine you want to draw your school playground. It's quite big, isn't it? You can't fit the real playground on your drawing sheet. So, you decide that 1 centimeter on your drawing will be equal to, say, 10 big steps in the real playground. That's a scale. Maps do the same thing. They might say 1 centimeter equals 1 kilometer. This means that if you measure 1 centimeter on the map between 2 places, in real life, those 2 places are 1 kilometer apart. This helps us figure out if we can walk to the ice cream shop or if we need to take a bus. You'll usually find the scale written on the map, often near a corner. Sometimes it's written in words like 1 inch equals 10 miles. Other times you might see a line, called a scale bar, marked with distances. You can use your ruler to measure the scale bar, and then use that to measure distances between any 2 points on your map. It's a bit like being a clever detective, using clues on the map to find out real-world information. It's a very neat trick, isn't it? To make big things small but still keep them accurate. Understanding scale is super important because it helps us judge distances correctly. If you didn't know the scale, a park might look very close on the map, but it could be many, many kilometers away in reality. That would be a very long walk indeed. So always look for the scale on your map. It's the key to knowing whether your next adventure is just around the corner or a little further away. This little piece of information turns your map from just a picture into a real useful guide for your explorations. Section 5. Which way do we go? North, east, south, west? Alright, super explorers, we know how to find out how far things are, but how do we know which way to go? This is where directions come in, and they are super important for not getting lost. Maps have a special way to show us directions, usually with something called a compass rose. A compass rose is a little drawing with arrows pointing in different directions. It looks a bit like a star or a flower, and it's our guide to finding our way around the map and in the real world too. The main directions are north, south, east, and west. These are called the cardinal directions. Think of it like this. If you are facing north, then south is directly behind you. East will be to your right, and west will be to your left. It's like having invisible signposts all around you. Most maps are drawn so that north is at the top of the map. So if you hold the map upright, anything towards the top edge is north of where you are looking from on the map. Easy peasy, right? How can you find these directions in real life, not just on a map? Well, the sun can help us. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So in the morning, if you face the rising sun, you are looking east. North will be to your left, south to your right, and west behind you. This is a handy trick explorers have used for thousands of years. Of course, at night you can look for the pole star if you are in the northern hemisphere, which always points north. Knowing these basic directions is a fantastic skill. Once you know north, south, east, and west on your map, you can describe where places are. For example, you could say, the library is to the east of the school, or the railway station is south of the big park. This helps you give clear instructions to others too. It's much better than saying, it's over there. Using directions makes you a proper navigator, able to understand the layout of a place and move around confidently. So next time you look at a map, find that compass rose and say hello to north, south, east, and west. Remember we talked about maps having secret codes? Well, these codes are made up of symbols, and learning them is like becoming a super spy of exploration. Map symbols are little pictures or signs that stand for real things on the ground. Imagine trying to draw every single tree in a forest on a map. It would be impossible. So instead, map makers use a small symbol, perhaps a tiny green triangle or a little picture of a tree, to show where a forest is. This keeps the map neat and easy to read. Every map usually has a special box called a legend or a key. This legend is like your codebreaker. It lists all the symbols used on that particular map and tells you what each symbol means. So if you see a little blue wiggly line on your map, you can look at the legend and it might tell you that the blue line means a river. If you see a tiny drawing of an aeroplane, the legend will tell you it's an airport. It's so clever because it allows maps to show us lots and lots of information in a very small space. There are many common symbols you'll see on different maps. For example, roads are often shown as lines, thick lines for big highways and thinner lines for smaller streets. Railway lines might look like a line with little dashes across it, like tiny train tracks. Buildings like schools, hospitals, or post offices often have their own special symbols too. Different colors can also be symbols. Blue often means water, like lakes, rivers, or oceans. Green can mean parks or forests, and brown might show mountains or hills. Learning these symbols is really fun. It's like learning a new picture language. The more symbols you know, the more information you can get from your map. You can find out where to cross a river using a bridge symbol, or where to find a good spot for a picnic using a park symbol. So, the next time you pick up a map, the first thing you should do is find the legend. It's your guide to unlocking all the secrets the map holds, turning you into a knowledgeable explorer ready for any adventure. So far, we've been talking mostly about flat maps on paper, but our Earth isn't flat, is it? Our wonderful planet Earth is round, like a giant ball or a sphere. So how can we see what the whole Earth looks like in its true shape? For that, we have something amazing called a globe. A globe is a small model of the Earth. It's round, just like the Earth, and it shows all the continents and oceans in their correct shapes and positions. It's like holding the whole world in your hands. Globes are super useful because they give us a true picture of our planet. On a flat map, sometimes the shapes and sizes of countries, especially near the North and South poles, can look a bit stretched or squished. This is because it's tricky to show a round surface perfectly on a flat piece of paper. But a globe doesn't have this problem. It shows everything in its proper proportion. You can spin a globe and pretend you are flying all around the world, visiting different countries with just a flick of your finger. How cool is that? Just like maps, globes also have special lines drawn on them to help us find places. These lines are imaginary, meaning they aren't really there on the Earth, but we draw them on globes and maps to help us. There are lines that go from east to west around the globe, called lines of latitude. The most famous line of latitude is the equator. It runs right around the middle of the Earth, dividing it into the northern hemisphere, which is the top half, and the southern hemisphere, which is the bottom half. It's like Earth's giant belt. Then there are lines that run from the North Pole to the South Pole, up and down the globe. These are called lines of longitude, or meridians. The most important line of longitude is called the prime meridian, which passes through a place called Greenwich in London, England. These lines of latitude and longitude crisscross each other like a giant net covering the whole Earth. This net helps us to pinpoint any exact location on our planet, which is incredibly useful for sailors, pilots, and all us explorers. Now, explorers, let's see how those amazing lines of latitude and longitude on a globe or a detailed map help us find any place, anywhere in the world. When a line of latitude crosses a line of longitude, it creates a point, like an X, on a treasure map. This point is called a coordinate. Every single place on Earth has its own unique set of coordinates, its special address made of a latitude number and a longitude number. It's like a secret code that tells you exactly where something is located on our big planet. For example, if you want to find New Delhi, the capital of India, you would look for its coordinates. Delhi is located at approximately 28 degrees north latitude and 77 degrees east longitude. So you would find the line for 28 degrees north of the equator, and then find the line for 77 degrees east of the prime meridian. Where these two lines meet, that's where you'll find Delhi. Similarly, Paris in France has its own coordinates, and so does Tokyo in Japan, or even your own hometown if you look it up on a very detailed map. Now let's talk about something else that happens because our Earth is round and spins time zones. Have you ever wondered why when it's daytime here in India, it might be nighttime for your cousin living in America? It's because the Earth is constantly spinning on its axis, like a top. As it spins, different parts of the Earth face the sun, giving them daylight, while other parts face away from the sun, giving them night. This means that not everyone experiences sunrise or sunset at the same moment. It's quite fascinating, isn't it? To help everyone keep track of time, the world is divided into different time zones. These are like long strips that run from north to south, and generally, places within the same time zone have the same time. For instance, if you have a friend in Assam, in the east of India, and another friend in Gujarat, in the west of India, they might be surprised that the sun sets much earlier for your friend in Assam than for your friend in Gujarat, even though they are in the same country. This is because the Earth spins from west to east, so the east sees the sun first. And when you travel across many time zones, you cross something called the International Date Line, where the date actually changes. What an adventure for time travelers. Wow, explorers, we have learned so much today. We started our journey by imagining ourselves in a new city, wondering how to find all the exciting places. And now look at you. You know all about maps, those amazing paper guides that show us the way. You've learned that maps use distance, direction, and special symbols to tell us stories about places. Understanding these tools means you can look at a city map and plan your adventure to the museum, the park, or even that yummy chart store everyone is talking about. We discovered that there are different types of maps too, like physical maps showing mountains and rivers, political maps showing countries and cities, and thematic maps that tell us special stories about a place. And we learned the magic of scale, how it helps fit big, giant places onto small, handy pieces of paper so we can understand how far things really are. Plus, you are now experts in cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west. Knowing which way to go is no longer a mystery for you, is it? Then we zoomed out to look at our whole beautiful round Earth with Mr. Globe. We found out about those invisible lines, latitudes like the equator, and longitudes like the prime meridian. These lines create a giant grid, giving every place on Earth its own special address called coordinates. So now you know how to pinpoint cities like Delhi or Paris. We even peeked into the world of time zones, understanding why your friend in another country might be waking up when you are going to bed. It's all because our Earth is a spinning superstar. So maps and globes are not just drawings or toys, they are powerful tools for understanding our amazing world. They help us explore new places, learn about different lands and cultures, and see how everything is connected. Whether you are exploring your own neighborhood, planning a family holiday, or just dreaming of faraway lands, maps and globes are your best companions. So keep that curious spirit alive, my little explorers. Grab a map, spin a globe, and get ready to discover all the wonders our world has to offer. You are all super smart explorers now.